Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's up, Olivia?
What's up, Spencer?
You want to talk about flirting today?
Sure, let's talk about flirting.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's the last time you flirted?
It's almost like I don't know when I'm flirting anymore because I think I flirt so much.
You do?
I think I do.
Do you flirt at work?
No, that's inappropriate.
But you said you don't even know.
That's fair. No, I try and be conscious of like people's boundaries for sure. Like if someone's like very clearly or like even like subtly not into it, you try and
So you are conscious of you flirting at work?
I did not. This is not an interrogation. Do you flirt?
No.
You don't flirt?
No.
Not at all.
No. What you see is what you get. I definitely think I'm really good at like talking to people and being interested and engaged.
You are. Like I think people will confuse that with flirting.
Right. Because I do give people a lot of like attention.
Mm-hmm. Like direct eye contact.
Yeah.
And like, asking like personal questions, I think people can interpret as flirting.
Yeah.
And you love a crazy personal question.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Yeah. You could have a podcast where you just ask just the most personal questions like right off the bat.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
No, not really. I kind of enjoy being asked those questions. I think it's a little like, it makes you think in a way that I'm not used to thinking, really.
So did you think I was flirting with you?
No, I didn't interpret it as flirting. I think I understand, because I see you do that with like other people. And unless you are flirting with everybody, I think I understand that like that's just who you are.
So you think I flirt with everybody?
I think you're flirting with everybody. I think you do flirt and you're flirting with everybody all the time. I think you're in love with the world.
Okay, what do you define as flirting?
It's hard to articulate like what it is. It's just kind of something where you know it if you see it or if you like experience it.
Also, I just realized something. Sometimes you can be talking about like whatever and there will be like a flirtation in eyes. Like a connection that is beyond just like words.
Yeah, or like,
know?
especially like a silence, I think there can be a lot of like,
Yeah.
It's like the eyes and the silence. I don't think flirting needs to have like the goal of like getting with a person or something like that. Like, I think that's why I initially started off as like, it's almost like you're kind of getting to know someone better, I think, almost through flirting.
Oh, what about text flirting? Do you flirt through text?
Yeah, I think so.
You do? Oh my God, wait, can I look at all of your messages to girls?
I feel like you've already done that.
Wait, have I?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen, that's so personal, I would never do that.
Yeah, you would never do that.
No. Like, are you flirting off the bat when you're on Hinge? Or like whatever dating app?
No, like a pickup line, kind of like, because I mean, to me, flirting off the bat is kind of like a pickup line.
Okay.
And I don't really do that. I mean, I think it's really hard to do when that's not
When do you
coordinated.
start flirting?
Well, you kind of got to vibe check. You got to vibe check their vibe first, because I try and match that energy of like, whoever you're flirting with. I think it's important to.
Man, I'm like not a flirt through text. I feel like when people have flirted with me through text, I always regret what I say. I'm like I feel like I don't know how to hide like my feelings and I feel so cringe at myself when I do flirt because I see people doing that and I'm like, ugh, like stop. Yeah, what do you say off the bat with your Hinge conversations, your dating app conversations?
I mean, I think you try and ask them a question. That's
the bat, you're like, what's your favorite color?
I mean, something related to like their profile. Like, you want to get, people like to talk about themselves. I mean, I do kind of. Like if someone were to ask me like about like a picture on my profile, like, oh, like what's the story with that? That's like what makes sense to me. I know a lot of people don't operate like that. It's
Okay, let's try this out. Let's say I see a photo of someone.
Okay.
And it's them holding a turtle. And I go, what's up with the turtle?
Well, you might workshop that a bit, but I think talking about the turtle is a good entry.
What if you just say, hey, you're really pretty. I'd love to get to know you more.
I've never really done that. That seems really forward. I think I like to be a little more subtle, but I think sometimes people don't want that.
Oh, so here's the thing. I'm not subtle at all. Like, when I like you, I make it very obvious.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, I like you. Can we hang out? I do that with you all the time. Mm-hmm. We've never hung out outside of work, but.
Yeah, we have. Kind of. Have you ever been on a dating app?
No.
Wow.
I just like think that's so weird. I rather meet people IRL.
Yeah, you're good at meeting people IRL though.
I mean, it depends what kind of day I'm having.
That's fair.
Like it has to be, okay, so my therapist said, naturally your body will gravitate towards just like what you feel is comfortable. Like you don't even, like it's like this chemistry that you have without even knowing it, but you'll gravitate towards the person that you feel like a subconscious connection with, even without speaking. This also could be really like false. I don't know.
So then, how do you flirt with Sam, your partner?
Well, we've been together for 20 years now. So yeah, we're still hot and heavy in the flirting stage.
But I mean, like when you met him, like how did you flirt?
I don't think I flirted with him.
Really? You just told him how you felt?
I mean, it's like a vibe. It's like if I'm hanging out with you, I like you.
But like you on what level? Like
if we're texting, we're FaceTiming, we're calling. I'm a big I love FaceTiming and calling.
We know.
Yeah. But that just
Wait,
means
why? How do you guys know that?
you FaceTimed us.
All the time.
Keith FaceTimes all the time. Okay, but going back to the texting, it's like you get really excited when the person texts you. Yeah.
But to me, that's almost like flirting. Like that. Like if you're getting like a giddy feeling from like text, like that's like flirting.
That's flirting?
Flirting is occurring.
No, because
What
if
are they
I
saying?
open the text and they're like, can I borrow a charger?
That can be a form of flirting.
That's not flirting. That's
It's like
a question.
you're setting up like a rendezvous. Yeah.
I think giving people attention is a form of flirting, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, then I guess I'm always flirting.
Showing attention is not exclusively flirting, but I think some people could interpret like you're interacting with them as flirting.
I guess I flirted. Yeah, I have.
Like footsies under the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Whoa.
Whoa.
Seemed like you were judging that.
No, that's flirting. That's like kind of a physical flirting. Like, we haven't even talked about that. Like,
Physical flirting?
Yeah.
What's physical flirting?
You know, when you like, haha, and then you like put your hand on their leg for like, you let it linger for a second.
What the heck? You live in the 18th century?
Is that not flirting? Is that not flirting to you?
Who does that? Like,
I think a lot of people would do it. Okay, well, not like, okay.
Is that flirting?
It could be. Like if I were out with a girl and she was like hitting me a lot, I'd be like, I think she's flirting. I mean, you've seen that dumb thing where people do where they draw the lines on people. It's like if you're like leaning towards the person, like, if I were like sitting like this,
whoa,
like,
we're at work here.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
but like that's
yeah.
like like if I was like sitting like this and I was like really like it might be like interpreted as like, I was getting like a vibe, like a flirty vibe.
But I feel like I'm always like that with people that I'm like talking to. I'm always just like super engaged.
And I think that's like the difference, like where some people might interpret that as flirty, because we're not used to getting like that level of attention from like really anybody. Is there such a thing as like platonic flirting, where you're not, you're not necessarily trying to get with somebody? Like to me, that's like very much a real thing.
I don't think no, that feels weird.
Like, where you tease someone, like you're like,
I'm teasing you all the time.
Yeah, I know, and like for some, like a lot of people, it's like, like what if we got married? It's like, that's like...
What?
It could be flirting.
Oh yeah, then maybe I do. Okay, because a couple weeks ago, I went to a sandwich restaurant, and I loved the sandwiches so much. I saw the sandwich shop owner, and I said, hey dude, I love you. And he was like, oh. And I was like, all right, see you later. But I don't really like to touch people.
Then you're a verbal flirter.
Are you a verbal flirter or a physical flirter?
I think both. But I also just like, I enjoy physical touch, like in like the least perverted way. Like it's very like comforting for me.
Interesting.
But like I like to like touch my friends and stuff like that. But I think you are. I mean, I don't know. I've seen you be touchy. No? I feel like we hug. Like almost like every day.
Do we?
No, I'm rethinking that. But
No,
like
I think I'm I'm really comfortable with you.
Yeah.
So I do that with you.
What about when you have you ever liked someone and then like not told them?
No. I don't think I've ever done that.
Really? You've always just told them?
I don't tell them. I think it's obvious. Oh, maybe because I'm flirting with them.
Yeah. When do you start to interpret like a man asking you questions as flirting? Like what, like, is there, like, can you like think of a line, like?
I think it's more of like a tone.
Yeah.
Like how they're speaking to me, how engaged they are in what they're trying to say to me.
Do you think the more engaged that they're flirting?
Totally.
Really, because there have been times when I have, like, you know, if I see like a woman going for like my favorite food at the grocery store, maybe I might say like my passion might shine through and I'm like, I love that. And I'm not flirting, but like, you know.
But your body language is like not directly towards her. You're not like.
Right. I think I'm very conscious of like, if I do have to approach someone in public to kind of, you know, change my body language and my like language to make it like very clear that I'm not trying to like corner them or like flirt with them in a way.
Oh, also here's another thing I think when you do flirt in public is that like first of all, I prefer to know people like who they are, like everything about them before I start flirting because I don't like, I'm just like not, I guess I want to know you. What's the cringiest flirting moment you've ever had?
Probably pretty numerous at this point. Luckily, I think I learned early on to not pretend to like something you don't in an attempt to flirt.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, because I pretended I really liked this one Radiohead album to talk to this girl in high school. And I felt so gross after. Yeah, I know, poor me. And yeah, I think from that point on, I was like, no, like it's really not. But you know, for me, that was like a cringy moment where I was like, oh yeah, no, like those guys rock, like blah blah blah, like no, this is great, like I love, yeah, burn me the CD. And I think I learned from that. Not to say I haven't made plenty of other cringy mistakes. But we opened up, we made a community post where we had some subscribers share their cringiest dating stories. I'm looking to get into these, and I bet they'll spark some memories for us. I think
we're gonna get to read them.
Yeah. I think I'll be guilty of some of these. So this guy Coord, he says in 5th grade during PE. Okay, well it's already, you know, you're setting yourself up for cringe just being in 5th grade. I tried to impress a girl by showing her how long I could hold my breath, and then I passed out. I woke up around 20 minutes later to find that nobody had noticed and that she had left me there, passed out by the wall, without telling the teacher anything. We remained friends for 3 more years before we grew apart. That sounds like something you might do.
Me holding the breath or me walking away?
Honestly, either one. I could see you in either of those shoes.
I can too.
Yeah. Here we go. This one's from Casey. Was at a restaurant with a couple of friends and our waiter was extremely good looking. He asked me how I'd like my steak cooked and my response was however you'd like it, with what I thought was a very sly wink. I don't know what I was thinking either.
Oh my God, I hate that. I really don't like that.
You really gotta, it takes some.
But maybe that sparked the waiter to be like, ooh, and then now they're probably like married.
It probably feels good. I mean, I don't know, like it's such a, you never want to flirt with someone and just be like, well, at least I hope I made them feel good because you know, it doesn't work like that for a lot of people.
Well, because maybe like they can't flirt back because they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So, but then they're like, ugh, like you never know. Maybe they really wanted to flirt back.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is a fun one. It's a pickup line one. I tried to say the pickup line, is your father a criminal? Because he stole the stars and put them in your eyes to a crush. But I stuttered and ended up pausing in the middle of the sentence, so it came across as me asking if her dad was a criminal. Honestly, it's a valid question. You should be asking these questions before you get into a relationship with somebody. I was super shy my freshman year and worked up the courage the entire night before to ask a guy what he thought about a class we shared. He said, I like it. I agreed and walked away feeling like an icon. What a time to be alive.
I was in middle school in art class. This guy I like had a crush on him, but I never told him. But he would like, I think maybe he caught the vibe, so he would always bully me. I think this also goes back to like probably like my attachment issues. Is that I was like fine with it, and then we dated freshman year.
Wow.
So,
I mean, I think that was the vibe of a lot of like, you know, you were kind of, you know, because it comes across as corny if you're like, hey, like, you know, I love what you're wearing today. Like your makeup looks great. Like blah blah blah.
That's so nice.
Whereas it's like, oh, like cool socks, nerd. Like what's easier?
The first one.
No, yeah, but like it takes more like sincerity, and it takes more. You look dumber if like that. Like you can almost pretend like you weren't flirting. It's like, no, I was just making fun of you. Like you thought that was flirting? You're dumb.
Yeah.
Have you changed your mind at all about flirting? Are you like more do you think you're gonna be more conscious about flirting going forward?
No. Are you gonna be more conscious about flirting?
Certainly today. It sounds like you don't think flirting is even necessary. Do you think flirting? Sorry, I put words in your mouth, but like,
Flirting is fun. Let's keep flirting. Flirting is so much fun.
Okay.
Go have fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah,
go be you.
Just be yourself.
Like, I think flirting. I think no matter how you flirt, physically, emotionally, texting.
Textually.
Who?
Textually.
What's that?
Like, never mind.
Who's Julie?
Who's Julie? Who the are you flirting with Julie?
Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what other topics you want us to cover, because we will uncover it.
And get some flirting going in the comments.
Yeah, get some. Oh my God, guys, flirt in the comments. DM me. Just kidding, don't.
But yeah, no, maybe write in the comments like what you like, what a good healthy flirting like.
Exactly.
Like maybe exchange looks like.
Yeah.
Write some fanfic in the.
Yeah, healthy flirting, guys.